Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series, and we have some great drag racing action coming your way from Durana Dragway here in Milan, Michigan. We're just outside of Detroit. We've been battling weather back and forth, but somehow managed to get in some great racing. I'm Ken Stout, Tommy Johnson Jr. alongside, and we have a variety of classes coming your way. The factory stock showdown cars, so cool, man. The Deitch family with those beautiful Fords did have a Copo Chevrolet out here. Unfortunately, that one will not be in competition.
Look, I had a little engine damage, but they just a great show. And let's not forget about the ProAm series. All this starts with the ProAm series. These guys are coming out here and trying to work their way up. We got stock, super stock, all the classes, hot rod, quick rods, super rod. I mean, we got them all. They're put on a great show. They've been here since Wednesday carrying on. Now it's their day to shine.
Yeah, it's really the backbone of the sport.
Absolutely. That's where I started, and now look where I went, quarter to the top. So you got to start somewhere.
We love it that they're out there. They provide some great drag racing. They're extremely good at what they do. Boy, if you're going to win one of those Ironmen in those categories, you better be good at both ends of the track.
You got to be on the Christmas tree, and you got to be able to drive that finish line. Take that win by a narrow margin. It is going to show you who the drivers are.
Awesome stuff. We've got a great variety pack coming your way. Let's go racing.
Both of them pre-staged up. Here they go, kicking off the day. Identical on their reaction time, so they left almost identical together and went almost identical down the racetrack, but the win light shines for the right side, the 1969 Corvette of Scotty Reinshield. He went 1091 on that 1090 index with a 15 reaction time, so good pass. And by the way, Ballard was 16 on the tree and also went 1091. So Reinshield got there 6 thousandths of a second ahead. This is Gage Birch and Matt Daddis. Oh man. Hey, two of the best out there. And Matt Daddis goes perfect on the tree. And when I say perfect, 0, 0, 0, 0 on the reaction time. Birch was 005 red, and Matt Daddis gets the better of that pair this time. You can't do the starting line any better, by the way. If you don't know that, perfect is perfect. Alex Miller in the Monza on the right side of the racetrack. Sean Pitts. Pitts out of London, Ohio, the 2000 Camaro over here on the left side. This should be our final pair in hot rod. Starting line advantage goes to Sean Pitts and runs down exactly the same together with the same margin of victory as there was on the starting line. Sean Pitts was 17 on the tree. Miller was 31 on the tree. They both went 1091, and that means Sean Pitts got there first. Both these cars are two of my favorites here. Thompson in the left lane, that one gets every bit of his money's worth out of the wheelie bars. Hillman gets every bit of his money's worth out of the clutch because it leaves wide open and dumps the clutch, and it is fun to watch. So 1161 for Hillman. 1050 for Thompson. Thompson gonna see if he can chase down the Hillman machine. Hillman had a good starting line advantage, but Hillman goes way under. Denny got too excited about those 6,500 RPM launches and runs it out the back to an 1157 on his 1161 dial-in. Harold Thompson was behind on the starting line and goes 1053 on the 1050. Scott Klingler in the left lane, and Brent Derrick. Derrick on the right side in the 94 Camaro. Klingler, 2000 Camaro on the left side. Anytime I can actually get somebody's name right out there. Klingler better notice that he's not there. And he does. Notices Derrick's car died on the let go and had to refire it up. So way off the number. Allison in the 1985 Camaro out of East Palestine, Ohio. Super Rod, you should be in the lanes, and that means Top Sportsman, you're on standby. Top Sportsman, you're going to be on standby. Aaron Allison, going to be dialed 1090. Let's see how close Allison has that car to. 1090 is what we're looking on the board for. 1094.4. So that's a good time run. That's good to know, as he is going to have to meet up against Scott Klingler in the semifinals. Some great matchups headed into Quick Rod. Folks, if this is your first time here this weekend, you don't know what Quick Rod is. It can be dragsters, door cars, roadsters, altereds. They have an 8.90 quarter-mile index. Most of them have throttle stops on them. So what you see, there's nothing wrong with the car. But you might think so if you've never seen this kind of racing before. They leave under full power, and immediately the power backs off with a thing called a throttle stop. Then they roll along, and then the power comes back on. And there you go. Steve Taylor was 006 on the tree, goes 892 on that 890 index for the win. Jamie Elrod, the Elrod crew, has been all over it all weekend, but she's 28 on the bulb up front, and Taylor was 006, so just no room to work. Kendra Reinshield, Pat DeBonis. DeBonis, 2005 M&M dragster over here on the left side of the racetrack. So they're under full power, and that is where they hit the tree. All the horsepower, everything is right there. So when they let go, the car reacts very quickly. But they also have to keep the car down to not go quicker than that 890 index. So they leave under full power, they click off. You see them roll. Most of the time, I believe they even shift into high gear. That way, when they come back off of that stop and they take back off, they don't have an opportunity to spin the tires because they're already in high gear, so it sort of lugs them down a little bit and makes them go ahead and accelerate without fear of spinning tires. So Reinshield is 008 on the tree, and DeBonis was not. DeBonis goes under the index by 3/10,000ths of a second. Tyler Schneider and Leo Zinda, the Hood, out of Clinton Township, Michigan, over here on the left side. Schneider, Livonia, Michigan, on the right side. Ring and pinion shop machine here for Zinda. And on another double breakout, that is Leo Zinda. Had a little starting line advantage of about 200ths. Goes 888.5. They both went under the index. They both went under it, so they both were too quick. Boy, Tony Collier, let's go 1,000th of a second too soon. Collier is 001 red. Chris Fields was 14 and went 889 with a 2. Run it out the back just to see where they're at. Fields was going to be tough to beat with that 14 light. Collier took a shot at it, but ended up 1,000th red.
Okay, we have plenty more great racing action coming your way. Stay with us. We'll be right back here at Durana Dragway. Welcome back to Milan, Michigan. We're here at Durana Dragway with the IHRA. Let's go racing.
This is IHRA. And George Wright throws it away. Wright was 004 red on the right side of the racetrack. A.H. Adkins takes his AMX to the next round, where he will have a bye. Jimmy Ronzello, 2014 Cobra Jet over here out of Carlton, Michigan on the varsity side in the varsity Lincoln sponsored yellow Cobra Jet. Mark Nowicki, 2000 and 1998 Dodge Avenger. You didn't even know that was a year, did you? This is Superstar. So they leave on a staggered start, just like Stock did earlier. Put a diamond on it, see who gets there first. Nowicki was 39 on the tree and gets the win, going dead on with a 2. Ronzello in that yellow Cobra Jet had the starting line advantage, but does not cover the number. So Mark Nowicki moving on. The winner of this pair takes on Nowicki in the semifinals, while Adkins is going to have a bye to the finals. So this is Matt Overtanek on the right side in the matching cars. And they are heads up. It doesn't matter what the board says. It's whoever gets to the finish line first. And that is going to be Chris Ruzicka on the left side. The cars went 902 and 905 heads up, and they were absolutely dead even on the starting line. So that was just pure old horsepower advantage for Ruzicka. Moving straight into Super Rod. Cannot have a dragster. You can't have a center steer open wheel altered. So it limits the types of cars to only door cars and left-hand steer roadsters. So what that means is the driver's on the left side like normal, not in the middle of the car. Man, oh man, what a race this one's going to be at the big end. Martin was trip zip on the tree, and Haas was 008. And Martin was a stripe hog. It goes down there and takes a bunch at the finish line and shouldn't have. Brock Haas was 008, dead 5. That is 13 total. Good pass for Brock Haas. Martin was trip zip and can't get the big end to work out for him. Mike Coughlin, you can guess that one. That's the Jigs machine on the right side. And Ricky Adkins in the mini. Both of them go 10 flat. Adkins was 16 on the tree. Coughlin was 20 on the tree. They ran identical ETs. With the bye run as the #1 qualifier, Bob Pro's 007 on the tree. These guys absolutely on it. They're on it. Everybody is absolutely knocking down the Christmas tree. So I bet that if Jacob can get another win in this one, that $12,000 in payouts for the weekend will go a long ways towards servicing up those 6 cars that are here racing. Car's been going 449 to 450 for the last 4 days. So I'm guessing the 449 on the board is going to be pretty darn accurate. And he's been like 00 on the tree every time. So really getting in tune with that Corvette. Went under that time by 0.02 of a second. I told you it was in tune. That is driver, crew, and car all working in sync. Mike Badia out of Hilford, Michigan. 96 Haas chassis Cutlass. Left side from 3 miles up the road. Ken Langlois, 92 Haas. Oh, no, that's a ProAm car. Sorry. I hope Bob doesn't fuss at me on that one. I looked down and I saw the ProAm on the side of it. Bob's ProAm built Cutlass on the left side. Jerry Haas built race car there on the right side for Badia. Dead on with a 7. That is 15 thousandths total for the pass from Mike Badia. Ken Langlois was 22 on the tree, went 451.8 on the 452. So this is Killer Brooks in the Predator. Tri-area electric on the hood scoop. And Brooks is going to take the tree and back out. He's going to go ahead and drive it down the racetrack. This is Top Dragster, just like Top Sportsman, but with dragsters. Kirby McLennan and Alan O'Brien in the quad turbo dragster. O'Brien went 381 at 187 mile an hour, but was not there. Gave up 10 thousandths on the starting line, and that was the margin of victory. Kirby McLennan moving on to the next round, going 424 at 162 mile an hour. This is Jeff Smith and Dan Davies. Davies out of White House, Ohio on the left side. Right side, that's Jeff Smith, going to be dialed 443. 4/10 of a second later, Davies going to try to chase him down and see if he can get him at the big end. Davies probably going to get there, and oh boy. Davies goes under his dial in by 0.03 of a second. Jeff Smith was 41 up front and went dead on with a 3. Davies was 21 up front, but goes under his dial in by 0.03 of a second. That will give Jeff Smith a bye all the way to the finals. Smith will go to the finals. Kirby McLennan is getting ready to find out who he has to race in the next round. They're dialed basically dead even, 4 flat to 401, so you're not going to see a difference on the starting line. They're going to leave together. And Dickie Smith pushed the Christmas tree by 0.001 red. 1,000th of a second too soon.
We've got a lot of racing still to go. You don't want to go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be right back. You're watching the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. We're here at Durana Dragway. Let's go.
And this is Matt Daddis in the right side. The 80 Oldsmobile Starfire. He was trip quad zip on the starting line. And this is the same position that Scotty Reinshield found himself in at Columbus. Found himself in the finals both days at Columbus. This is semifinals. Both lanes are going to be 00 on the tree, at least. And they got them both dialed, and it's going to be a game of chicken at the big end to see who wants to take the stripe and who's under. .003, 007. Almost like I know what I'm talking about. Getting to the finish line first is Matt Daddis. Pits with a 14 light. Runs it out the back just to make sure he knows exactly what he's got. It goes 1085 with a 1. Half of the semifinals coming at you right now, and it is Scott Klingler out of Ortonville, Michigan, in the VP Racing Camaro on the right side of the racetrack. Tough customer here on the left side, Aaron Allison. 85 Camaro, going to be dialed 1096. So 9/10 of a second head start for Allison on the left side. Klingler leaves too soon. Pretty big red there for Klingler. Aaron Allison moving on to the finals, where he will race Harold Thompson Jr. for the Ironman. Watch this beautiful 69 Camaro get up. Boy, I heard a big stumble when he came down on the gas. I bet they go back and check that. Sounded like there was a big old stumble right when Thompson matted the gas. So it's Really a good thing nobody was in the other lane, because he was getting ready to be in trouble. It's a timed device on the carburetor that closes the butterflies on the carburetor for a set amount of time. So they're at full power when they leave, and that helps with reaction time, because they're on a 4/10 Pro tree. Then that throttle stop closes the butterflies on the carburetor in order to slow the car down at the front end, right here in front of you, and then it comes back off the stop. You see it take back off again, and they race down there to get to the stripe at a very specific designated time. So it's really tricky to do those stops. Steve Taylor in the right lane was just 009 on the tree. Leo Zinda goes dead on with a 0 for the loss. Zinda was 77 up front. Taylor was 009. So no room to work there for Zinda. Taylor with the win. Kendra Reinshield and Chris Fields. Scotty Reinshield already moved on around in Hot Rod, so let's see if Kendra can do the same and find her way in the finals. Reinshield going to be on the right side of the racetrack. Left side, Chris Fields out of Carlton, Michigan. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Top sportsman, top dragster. Bring them on. Top sportsman, top dragster. This is a very, very tight drag race. Reinshield was 10 on the starting line. Oh. And Fields was 12 on the starting line. Fields goes dead on with a 4. Reinshield a little off the number, goes 892. And Chris Ruzicka, one of those wired up Cobra Jets on the left side. Nowicki, the 1998 Dodge Avenger on the right side, dialed 964. Ruzicka, the quicker car, 903. Both of them away clean and green. The starting line advantage was Ruzicka, and the win going dead on with a 9. Goes 903.9. On the 903 dial in, it was 10 up front, 19 total for Ruzicka. Gonna get the dubious honor of racing A.H. Adkins in the finals, coming up just a little later. So Adkins on the bye, just goes down the racetrack, takes the beam, and gets that car ready to face off against Chris Ruzicka. Here we are in semifinals of Super Rod. A pair and a single. All these classes had odd numbers, so they all come down to 3. The very unique machine of Ricky Adkins. Also, falls the hardest on the stop of anything I've seen here. You really think it shut off. Pro mods, you should be in or on your way to the lanes. Bob Pro's the Honey Creek Collision Camaro. Let's see if Adkins can chase him down. They're almost dead even on the starting line. Who you pulling for there, young man? Did your guy win? It was Bob Pros on the right side. As Ricky Adkins goes 992, Pros goes 991 for a 7 thousandths margin of victory. So Pros will meet up with the Corvette Roadster of Rock Haas.
We're going to take a quick break here. We've got a lot of drag racing yet to cover, so stay with us. It's the second stop of the 2025 IHRA Tour, and it brings us to Durana Dragway. Let's go racing.
Jacob Elrod in the Corvette. Right side, Killer Brooks in the Cavalier. Jacob Elrod has put up the biggest string of double O lights I've seen in a long time. But there's a reason the guy in the right lane's name is Killer. Elrod with the normal staging procedure I've seen every time. Lights the first bulb and rolls right towards the second one, and there it is. Brooks is in trouble, but Elrod goes down and makes the boo-boo at the finish line. Brooks goes 454, Elrod 447. Killer Brooks moving on, where he will face against Mike Badia out of Hilford, Michigan in the 96 Cutlass. Lucky that nobody was in the other lane, does not make a very good pass. Going into top dragster semifinals. Kirby McLennan sits in the right lane, and Dennis Brown. The Vortec charged machine over here on the left side, going to be dialed 397. McLennan going to leave a quarter of a second ahead, and Brown going to see if he can chase him down. Goes dead on with a 311 thousandths total for McLennan. So Kirby McLennan moving on to the finals, where he will face off against Jeff Smith Jr. Nitro funny cars. Did I say Nitro dragsters? By now you know I don't know what I'm talking about. Jeff Smith was dialed 444 on the single, went 443 with an 8. So just 11 10,000ths under, and was 005 up front. So what a matchup that's going to be.
And we go back into our Pro-Am category in the 1090 class. Sean Pitts in the near lane. Scotty Reinshield in the far lane, and Scotty goes red by 0.03 of a second with the Corvette. .1092 on the 1090 dial-in, so plus 0.25. Reaction time 0.23 as well for Sean Pitts. Grabs the win. Excellent job. Harold Thompson Jr. in the far lane. Aaron Allison with the 85 Camaro in the near lane. Great wheel stand there out of Thompson Jr. But of the two reaction times to the winner here, it is going to be Aaron Allison. 0.29 light, nicely done. 1098 on the 1096, plus 0.25, 1053 on the 1052, and that is plus 0.15, but gave it up at the starting line with an 0.59 light.
Love them big wheels up launches.
Oh, yes. That's so cool.
Moving into quick rod. 890.
Chris Fields and Steve Taylor. Chris in the near lane. And top bulb on here for Taylor. Here we go. Hot rod in the far lane. Throttle stop came on, went off for a while, and then launched again. Goes dead on with a 2 and an 0.29 light. However, on the other side, Chris Fields, an incredible reaction time, double 0.2 at the starting line, but then went 8.89 with an 8, goes under by a thou.
That is tough. That's tough. Like double 0.2 light and
2 thou.
Yeah, 2 thou. Just barely breaking out. The wind going to the right-hand lane.
Saw Atkins' car early on in the weekend. I love that 69 AMX. Just spectacular example of one of the AMC AMXs. And then, of course, the 2014 Ford Cobra Jet for Chris Ruzicka. Red light for the AMX. It's over. Missed it by 0.03 of a second. We've got a lot of racing still to go. You don't want to go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be right back. You're watching the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series. We're here at Duranta Dragway. Let's go. Couple of roadsters in the 990 class. Brock Haas and Bob Prost. hammer it out all the way down to the finish line. The better of the two reaction times will be good enough to win it. A double 08 light for Haas in the near lane and runs 9.96, so plus 06 on the other side, an 0.29 light trying to chase him down and breaks out at the other end. Brother and sister. 17-year-old Jaden lined up in the near lane. You know she wants bragging rights.
For sure. Dad got him in Columbus.
Taylor Deach in the far lane. Heads up race, here we go. Red light.
She did one pretty bad. Just a little too bad.
Missed it by 300. Congrats to Taylor. And thanks to that entire family for bringing out 4 really cool hot rods.
Taylor, congratulations. Well done on taking the win here today. A long weekend, but you were able to withstand all of the obstacles, not only the weather, but the car threw at you. How does it feel?
It feels great. I got the best crew chief in the business for this class here, Kim Mapes, so I want to give him as much thanks as possible. And I want to say one thing to all the factory stock drivers that got a car that's sitting out here that they could be racing this weekend and competing with us and having a good time, that you need to come out here. This is a great time for racing. You get a lot of good data, and you get to go race that other series with the same rules as we got right now. So just come out here and race with us and have a great time and win some Ironmans.
Great side-by-side battle here with our Outlaw snowmobiles. 164.35 miles per hour for Rob Lowe Sr. will reset that mile per hour record, but the win is going to go to Anthony Minnie. 4:35 with a 5. Great lap there for Anthony Minnie. 0:11 light, 0:34 light. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. Great side-by-side battle. Yeah, cool story here coming up in Top Sportsman. Killer Brooks, part of this final round, and Mike Badia. Mike in the near lane and Killer Brooks with the passenger door open and the right lane. Killer Brooks, one of the originals to compete in Pro Mod, runner-up at Norwalk back in 1990, winner in Ontario in 1992, and yes, this is the same car. .438 dial-in, the quicker of the two cars in terms of dial-ins in the near lane. Brooks with a 452 dial-in. The Predator, as it has been named for many, many years. Rolls right in. Oh, backed up, okay. Turn that bottom bulb off. Give his competitor a chance to roll in. Good battle. Killer Brooks with a shot at it and gets it done. An 0:34 light for Killer Brooks. Puts a 4:55 on the board on a 4:52 on the other side. An 0:55 light goes 4:40 on the 4:38. Again, better starting line advantage. Oh, so critical.
Still getting it done.
Still getting it done with the Predator. And the hot rods and top dragster. What a gorgeous car. I mean, these things just look like show vehicles. blown with zoomies.
Well, that's how you back up from burnout. Woo. He was smoking it back.
Kirby McLennan, dial in 424 in the far lane. We'll have to wait patiently as Jeff Smith Jr. will get the head start with the 444 dial in. Did wait patiently, and he had the better of the 2 reaction times, and he's going to make him pay with a dead-on pass. 0.25 light in the front and goes dead-on with a 5 in the back. Nice lap there for Kirby McLennan. Jeff Smith at 0.40 light, not horrible, but they'll make you pay in this category if you miss it like that. A 4.44, so he runs dead on his dial-in as well with an 8, and again, it goes back to the starting line.
Yeah, those guys were both of them on the tree, on the dial, knowing what their car's going to run. These guys are so good at predicting what the car will run.
How'd you figure out the setup?
I was a little concerned about the track, but it's been consistent all weekend. I got to say, IHRA did a great job on the track.
Looking at the car, looking at how competitive this weekend has been, how were you able to take the win?
Just, I don't know, I'm normally a bracket racer, so this is just like a normal day.
Just a normal day. Well done.
As anticipated, we had some great racing here today. Hope you enjoyed all the action. For Kristen Beat and Kristen Banks and my colleague Tommy Johnson Jr., I'm Ken Stout. We'll see you next time with the IHRA.